So you all remember when we talked about adjectives, right? Yeah, okay. Well, today we're talking about character traits, and that's just basically an adjective that describes the personality of a character in a story. And today's lesson is going to be focusing on Katniss Everdeen. For those of you who haven't seen or read The Hunger Games, Katniss Everdeen is the main character. So, can someone tell me one way that we could maybe figure out how Katniss is in the story? Derek.
Well, maybe by like what she says in the story.
Yeah, exactly. So, can anyone give me an example?
I volunteer as tribute.
Yes, perfect. So, when Katniss says that she'll volunteer as tribute, what she's doing is she's volunteering to go to the Hunger Games for her sister Prim. What kind of character trait can represent that?
Well, she's really caring and brave. Like, she's volunteering to die instead of her sister.
Yeah, caring and brave is great. All right, so what's another way that we can figure out what Katniss is like?
She hunts for her family.
She does. Okay, so that's something that she does. And so we've talked about what she says, and now we're moving into what she does. So can anyone else give me another example of what she does? Scott.
She talks to Gale.
She does talk to Gale. That's great. Okay, so she's hunting for her family, and she's talking to Gale.
She likes to hang out by herself a lot.
Okay, that's a great answer, but that's moving into our next way we can figure out how Katniss is. So hold on to that thought, and I'll be right back to you. Okay, so she's talking to Gale, and she's hunting. What is a character trait that could describe her actions?
Kind.
Jesse.
She's being resourceful.
That's true, yeah. Anyone else have any ideas?
She's a really good friend.
She's a good friend because she's talking to Gale, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've talked about what she says and what she does. So now, Shannon, can you repeat what you said?
She likes to hang out by herself.
She hangs out by herself. So in the times when characters are by themselves, they're thinking about how they feel about situations and people they're interacting with, things like that. So thinking and feeling is the last way that we can figure out how a character is and what their personality is in a story. So can anyone give me an example of what Katniss thinks about?
Prim.
Prim, yep, that's true. Anyone else?
Her father.
Dad, yeah.
How she's gonna get enough food.
Yeah, that's an important thing to think about. So from the things that she thinks about, is there a trait that can go along with that? Derek?
Protective.
Protective. All right, so she's protective because she's thinking about Prim and she's worried about food. Go ahead.
Responsible.
Responsible. Also, you know, caring about her sister, making sure that she's taking care of her family. Anything else? No? Okay. Well, let's talk about everything we've learned in the lesson. So, who can tell me what a character trait is? Caitlin.
It's an adjective that can be used to describe the personality of a character in a story.
Absolutely. So you guys have been following me. That's great. So what are the ways that we can find character traits?
By what the character does, what they say, and what they think about and feel.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so you guys have definitely got this, but we're going to sing a song now that will help solidify it in your heads. And this song is to the tune of B-I-N-G-O, okay? So I'll sing it first, and then we'll all sing it together, okay? All right. There was a character who had some traits, and it described their behavior by what they think, do, feel, and say. Think, do, feel, and say. Think, do, feel, and say, and those are character traits. Join me.
There was a character who had some traits, and it described their behavior by what they think, feel, do, and say. Think, feel, do, and say. Think, feel, do, and say, and those are character traits.
Thanks, guys. That was great.